Good morning, students. How are you? Hope that you are fine. In the previous class, you have seen that we have discussed chapter 9 acid base balance. So, from this chapter, we have given 4 lectures consecutively. So, we have finished the chapter. So, today I will discuss about knowledge based question and comprehensive type of question from this chapter. So, you have seen that from the first to last the topics of that chapter. So, today I will give some knowledge based question and comprehensive type question from this chapter. Okay, dear students, you must see the video attentively and you must write the lesson in your classwork copy. So, let us start. Okay, dear students, so I have written the knowledge based question. All of you please start writing. First of all, today it is chemistry chapter 9. Okay, so first we will discuss the knowledge based questions. I have written first one, what is acid? Everybody know the answer because it is given earlier. So as the knowledge based question I am writing, so again there is a repetition. So we know that the substance is which gives hydrogen ion in aqueous solution. Hydrogen ion, that means H plus, proton plus. I have written hydrogen ion gives in the aqueous solution are called acid. So I am giving also example. Everybody see that it is hydrochloric acid. If it is in aqueous solution, then it will be given the hydrogen ion or proton plus in aqueous solution and chloride ion. So as the hydrochloric acid gives hydrogen ion in aqueous solution, that's why it is an acid. Again, I have written next one, what is base? It is metals and metal like reactive radical oxide and hydroxides that react with acid to produce salt and water. That react with acid to produce salt and water are called bases. Okay, now for example, everybody see, it is sodium hydroxide. It react with hydrochloric acid to produce sodium chloride salt plus water. So again we write potassium hydroxide. It reacts with sulfuric acid to produce potassium sulfate plus water. So as this according to the definition I told that they reacts with base acid to produce salt and water. This is salt and it is water. So this is base, it react with acid. This is base, react with acid to produce salt and water. So from this lesson we have understood what is acid and what is base. Okay, students, now the next question I have written, what is alkali? Question is, what is alkali? So I have written the answer also, hydroxide compounds of metal or metal like reactive radicals that are soluble in water are called alkali. So everybody see that example, sodium hydroxide. It is soluble in water, hydroxide compounds, then potassium hydroxide. These are many examples can be given. These are soluble in water. For this reason, these are called alkali. Okay, now next question I have written, what is pH? So I have written the answer, negative logarithm of molar concentration of hydrogen ion is called pH. So pH equal, it is negative logarithm and it is the molar concentration of hydrogen ion. So negative logarithm of molar concentration of hydrogen ion is called pH, therefore pH equal minus log hydrogen ion concentration. So negative I have written, and I have written the answer also. So all of you write it. Okay, now the next question I have written, what is neutralization reaction? The reaction in which acid and base react together to produce salt and water is called neutralization reaction. Then I have written what is acid rain. The rainwater in which the value of pH is 1.8 to 5.5 is called acid rain. Okay, let us write it. The reaction in which acid and base react together to produce salt and water is called neutralization reaction. Then acid rain, the rainwater in which the value of pH is 1.8 to 5.5 is called acid rain. Okay, so see that in this lesson I have written what is neutralization reaction. Here acid and base react together to produce salt and water. For example, hydrochloric acid plus sodium hydroxide react together to produce sodium chloride plus water. So there are many neutralization reaction. And then acid rain, what is acid rain? I have written the rainwater in which the value of pH is 1.8 to 5.5. Then that rainwater is called, that rain is called acid rain. Okay. Okay, students, now see that I have written two questions. One is hard water, another one is what is hardness of water. So first one is what is hard water? If calcium or magnesium chloride, everybody know the formula, it is calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, then sulfate, carbonate, bicarbonate. So calcium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, then calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, calcium bicarbonate. These types of salts are dissolved in the water. These are salts are dissolved in the water, then that water is called hard water. Okay, so this type of salt, calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, then calcium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, calcium carbonate, calcium magnesium carbonate, then calcium bicarbonate, magnesium bicarbonate. These many types of salts. So now what is hardness of water? So if there is a hard water, in that water soap does not produce foam. So this is a property of water, and this property of water is called hardness of water. So as different types of salt are mixed together as carbonate, bicarbonate in the salt, then in the water, then we are telling this is hard water. And this type of water cannot produce foam in the soap, cannot produce foam in the hard water. So this is a property of water, and this property of water is called hardness of water. Okay, students, now I have written what is BOD and what is COD. BOD means biological oxygen demand, or we can tell biochemical oxygen demand, both is correct. So the amount of oxygen that is required to decompose only the organic pollutants in water is called BOD, and COD is chemical oxygen demand. So the amount of oxygen that is required to decompose organic and inorganic pollutants present in water is called COD. So see that I have written, first one is what is BOD? It is biological oxygen demand. The amount of oxygen that is required to decompose organic pollutants present in water is called BOD. Then what is COD? It is chemical oxygen demand. The amount of oxygen that is required to decompose organic and inorganic pollutants present in water is called COD. So we are getting the difference. It is biological oxygen demand or biochemical oxygen demand. COD, it is chemical oxygen demand. Here the organic pollutants, and here organic and inorganic pollutants. So in the both cases, the amount of oxygen that is required, to decompose, first one is only the organic substance or organic pollutants or organic matter present in water, and in the second one, chemical oxygen demand, it is organic and inorganic, both pollutants that are present in water, that is called. So I have given COD and BOD. So dear students, I have given some knowledge based question from the chapter. You have seen the question and answer, both I have given. You try to understand and try to learn all the lesson that I am giving. Okay, now I will give comprehensive type questions. Comprehensive type question of chapter 9. So first question I have written, why is carbon dioxide acidic oxide? So let us start writing the answer. So answer is, carbon dioxide is an acidic oxide. CO2 is an acidic oxide. We know the oxides that react with water to produce acid are called acidic oxides. So carbon dioxide reacts with water to produce carbonic acid. Okay, let's write the reaction. It is carbon dioxide. It reacts with water to produce carbonic acid. Again, carbon dioxide reacts with base to produce salt and water. Okay, now let's write the reaction. Let us write the reaction. Carbon dioxide plus, it is base and it is producing salt and water, that means sodium carbonate. So everybody see that I have written the reason that carbon dioxide is an acidic oxide. So first of all, we have to know what is acidic oxide. The oxide that react with water to produce acid, that acids are called acidic oxide. So we see that carbon dioxide reacts with water to produce carbonic acid. So for this reason, carbon dioxide is an acidic oxide. Again, carbon dioxide reacts with base to produce salt and water. I have written the reaction. It is carbon dioxide plus sodium hydroxide, it is sodium carbonate plus water. If I balance the reaction, then there will be 2, and everybody know the valency of sodium, it is 1, the valency of carbonate, it is 2. So for this reason it is Na2CO3. Okay, dear students, now comprehensive type question I have written. It is a question, ammonium hydroxide is a base. Ammonium hydroxide is a base, we have to explain it. So first of all, you have to know the what is base. I have given oxide and hydroxide of reactive metal or metal-like radicals which react with acid to produce salt and water are called base. So here ammonium hydroxide is a base because ammonium hydroxide is a base because ammonium hydroxide contains a reactive radical ammonium ion like metal. Again, ammonium hydroxide react with acid to produce salt and water. Okay, now let us write the reaction. It is ammonium hydroxide. It reacts with hydrochloric acid to produce ammonium chloride plus water. Again, if I write ammonium hydroxide reacts with sulfuric acid H2SO4, then what will be? Then it will be ammonium sulfate plus water. So I have written the answer, all of you see. I am explaining again. Ammonium hydroxide is a base because ammonium hydroxide contains reactive radical radical RADICAL, reactive radical ammonium ion. It is ammonium ion. Here it is act like a reactive, like a metal. It is a reactive radical, it is acting like a metal. So again ammonium hydroxide reacts with acid to produce salt and water. So we have seen that in the definition, the oxide and hydroxide of reactive metal or metal like radical react with acid to produce salt and water, that are called base. So now according to the condition, ammonium hydroxide is a base. It is also react with acid to produce salt and water. Ammonium hydroxide react with acid to produce salt and water. Here the valency of ammonium is 1 and sulfate is 2. For this reason it is 2 is written, NH4 whole 2 is written because the valency of sulfate is 2. Okay. Okay students, we are in chapter 9 acid base balance. So from this chapter, first of all, today I have given you some knowledge based question. So you have to understand the question and answer. I think if you try, then you will understand. Okay, so you have to see the video attentively. So then I have started some comprehensive type question. Now another question I have written. See the board. Why does soap not produce foam? It is soap, it is not producing foam in hard water. So what is the reason? Reason is, okay, so I have written hard water, it reacts with soap and precipitated as calcium, magnesium, iron stearate. So it is calcium stearate, magnesium stearate, iron stearate. As a result, soap cannot produce foam in the hard water because there is a precipitation reaction. But after finishing the reaction, soap and calcium ion, magnesium ion and ferrous ion foam is produced. That means here what is going on? As a result, soap is wasted or decayed because there is a reaction. After finishing the reaction, then foam will start producing. So what is the reaction? Everybody write it. It is C17 H35 COO Na. It is soap. It is sodium stearate plus calcium chloride. I told that there are different types of salt: calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, calcium bicarbonate, magnesium bicarbonate. These are soluble in water or dissolve in water. Then we are telling that one is a hard water. So now there is a reaction among the soap and that hard water, salt of hard water. Then it is precipitate as C17 H35 COO, and you know the valency of calcium, it is 2, that's why it is calcium stearate plus sodium chloride. So here will be, if I balance the reaction, it will be 2 sodium chloride, so we have to give here 2 also. So now it is balanced. See that C17 H35 COO, this is here 2 and here also 2, and 2 sodium, 2 chlorine. So 2 sodium chloride, and calcium is 1, that also 1. So now see that what is the name of the compound? It is sodium stearate. And it is actually soap that we are using. Then it is calcium chloride and it is calcium stearate. It is actually precipitate. So after finishing the precipitation, then foam is produced, otherwise not. It is calcium stearate. So then everybody see from the beginning, I have written the question and answer also. Very important question. Why does soap not produce foam in hard water? So I told that hard water means there are different types of salt of calcium, magnesium, iron. That means calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, calcium bicarbonate, magnesium bicarbonate. Different types of salt are dissolved in water. Then we are telling that is hard water. So now soap, that means it is the sodium stearate. It is the formula is C17 H35 COO. So that react with the salt that is mixed with the hard water, and there is a precipitation reaction. Calcium stearate is precipitate. So after finishing the precipitation reaction, then soap will produce foam. Then we can wash our clothes. So in this case, if we use the hard water, then the soap is wasted or decayed. Okay, dear students, today I have shown you some knowledge based questions from chapter 9, and the name of the chapter is acid base balance, and also I have shown some comprehensive type questions. So if you understand and if you try to understand, then you can make also many question like this, and also you can make the answer also. So I request all of you in this situation, as you cannot come to the college, you cannot we cannot take the class physically. So in the virtual class we are giving you all the lesson. I think you must write it and also learn it, and you submit it to your subject teacher. And thank you everybody.